that is one of the problems of working with a changing computers all the time, is you have to get everything set up. So I'm not going to change either of these anymore. I'm not going to clean them up. I'm not going to format them. They're just going to be ready to go. Everything's installed. At most, I'll have to update some files. Whenever a computer goes down, I'll have 2 backups. Because it gets really, really old after a while. Trying to get all this stuff up and running. So, yeah. Okay. Now, this is going to be kind of a short stream. It's 2:23. I've only got maybe an hour. And then going to be heading out. So, I'm going to go see a movie. My wife and I are going to go see, what is that new one with Mark Wahlberg? Flight Risk, something like that. Okay. Issue for today, trying to solve why I am not getting my M file loaded here. So I recently updated all my code. That's what I did Friday, and then I ended up spending Sunday and Monday as well, just trying to get my Docker working and pulling the M file data, because now it's using M files. And yeah, things got all beat the snot when I did that. Oh god! And it just occurs to me, I don't have M files here. Why, you say? Because when I move to a different file or application, GitHub is not checking in my M files. And so when I go to another computer, I have to rebuild my M files. That's why things aren't working. And for one thing, I thought it checked in the development ones. I don't know why that one didn't check in, but apparently when I checked out my code, it doesn't have the .m files. So none of my apps want to work because, guess what? No M files. You know, it's weird because if I go look at, it just occurred to me that this was all screwed up this way. But you know, it's interesting because my M file for my AMG, or for my, oh, okay, some of them, oh no, they went there too. AMG. So the only one that didn't go in is my web.m files. The other, well, I only have 2 that are a thing. So, so only the PFFM web. That's good. I guess that would explain why I can get the database connecting. But apparently I have to recreate. It didn't even take, oh, there's the .m template. Yeah, I've got a serious issue here. I don't know. It's not supposed to. Wow. Okay, so that's going to be a problem. I got to rebuild my PFFM. I don't remember which things are there. I mean, I can go look, but because like when I go to my test environment here, these are the M files that need to exist. AMG off, back end, front end. These are the front end ones. What a pain in the rear end. I really don't like that it won't check. That doesn't check. I thought it checked in the .development one though. I got to go to the git ignore and tell it to stop not checking that in. That's the wrong one. Oops, did I somehow end up in the... Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, I need to create a new .m file. Stupid. I know it's a security thing, but it's really an annoying security thing. .env. That's actually .template. Because gRPC gateway is this. This is actually supposed to be like localhost. For me, these are my this is my dev environment, but yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to get this to be not such a pain in the backside. Don't really need the client ID one right now. I'm not too worried about the client ID one because I'm not running the client ID one right now. So thing is, I think I have to stop this because I think if you have environment variables, it does not load them unless you restart the app. Pretty sure. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, close that. And then we're going to go ahead and take it back. Okay. So, I kind of wonder what it is that builds. I mean, I've seen a few of these developers out there, and a couple of them very charismatic, and they just, okay, I get it. They're whatever. Some of them are amazingly skilled, but some of them are no worse, no better than me. Not worse, but I don't know. I just like, how are they developing their streams, man? They got thousands and thousands of followers. I'm like, freaking A. So, I don't know. They must do a cool trick. Must be a cool trick going on. I know there's probably some way. I mean, you could probably pay, promote, work. It's not that I'm not working, but I mean, like, work on the videos. You know, you got to. A lot of them are videos, and they cut out all the crap. And you can see me. I have a lot of crap in my videos because I'm just streaming live and I'm not editing, and I should do that. But the thing is, I don't have a great computer for editing right now. I don't know that I even have a great computer for editing. Period. It's not really. That's part of the problem. I mean, my Surface Pro 4 with the external card works okay. It's just, these other computers are not great for editing. They just don't take the, video is just not a fun thing to try to do. So I learned one thing, though, is like, I tried to just open the root of my project, which is one level above PFFM Web here, and the PFFM Go MS. And when I come into PFFM Web and try to run the app, I get all kinds of messages and errors and crap. I don't know why. I think there's something going on at that level. I think I need to go. I think what I need to do is delete like the node modules and any other crap that's at the top level. And I think that's what's causing me problems, because it's like acting like it's a full-on app, and then when it tries to run, it just picks up duplications and weird stuff, and it was causing me some problems. I don't know what it thinks I have running on 3000. It has something running on 3000. I got to figure out what that is. Don't believe it's going to cause me problems, even though I have an API redirect here, but that's only for my Google stuff, and I didn't even set the ID, so it shouldn't be a problem. This is just for the secret that pulls from GitHub, and that's only because I copied this, so hoping this will. So this should take me to a registration page. Should. Maybe. Retrying? What do you mean retrying? Like, what are you trying to do? Do I have something? Oh, do I have a block? I gotta get this to stop doing this. It's probably because I'm on a private network. I probably should have set this. Hello? Hello, hello? Are we going to come back? Hello? Hello? What's going on? I don't know what it's doing. Well, I already built it. It was fine, so we don't have to build again. I do got to get rid of if I can get image under the next image, to see if I can get away from that. I don't like getting warnings of bad performance. I don't know what's going on, but something is being weird here, so we're going to stop it again. I don't know why that is blowing up. Now it's doing all kinds of compiling. Maybe I got ahead of it. I shouldn't have gone so fast. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it wasn't done. It wasn't ready. Why does it? Maybe I tried to open it too soon. I don't know. Are we ready? Usually it says. See, it says ready in though. That should have been good enough. Let's see if that works the second time. Now it's working. Okay, so now it's going to take me to the login page, because... Alright, so now I know I don't have an account yet, I don't think. Not on this computer, so we're going to do this. And then I'm going to go here. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Go away, Outlook. I don't want you. I don't want you. You're not good. You're not the thing. What? Internet security warning. Certificate. Can I? What? What? Outlook closed while you had items. No. I don't even know what it thinks it has open. I didn't even know I had Outlook on this computer. Yes. I don't know what just happened. Okay, let's try it again. That was, some days. Some days. I'm telling you, man. Things just don't want to behave. Thinking I could probably come up with a more interesting way to deliver. Hey, by the way, if you happen to be in the Northwest and you want to see me take part in a local play, a play, Midsummer's Night Dream. Bet you don't know who did it, who wrote that one. Yeah, I'd hope you do actually, but I had never, and a lot of people think it's funny, until this play, I'd heard of it, but I had never, I didn't know the play. I didn't know anything about it. Nothing, literally. I knew nothing about it. My wife was like, "What do you mean you don't know anything about it? Everybody had to study that in school." Going, not me. I know my kids said they had to. I don't know, maybe I skipped that day or I don't know what happened, but yeah. You jerk face. Alright, what do we got here? Let's go see. Still having errors. Are we at least getting something back? Failed to load resource. Still says undefined. It's not reading it. Why? 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 I know it's there now. I created it. Should be getting. I think it's. Which one is it? What do I expect? Oh wait, one of these is not. Oh wait, am I missing one? I don't think. Wait a minute. That doesn't feel right. Let's go. I think I'm missing one that's supposed to be gateway, but maybe I'm wrong. What is the name of this expecting? It is gateway public API URL. Well, I'll be dang-a-nabbits. Wait, did I put the wrong one in? Shoot! I may have done the wrong one. Let's see what I did here. Yep, I think I did the wrong one. The only reference to this one is in the two files that are setting it up. It's supposed to be this one. Wow, okay, so so that's one of those things you get to experience just every now and then. A little bit of brain fart. Which means I'm gonna have that'll lead into problems too with my other stuff. So yeah. Awesome. Nothing like breaking everything. Which file is this? I'm not even sure what the heck file is this. Is Docker file? Build the application. Docker file under. don't think I actually used. I don't think I've even actually validated my Docker files. I don't even know. I could quote my Docker files. I don't know why I air quoted that. It's like, what are you talking about, buddy? What are you air quoting? It's like, I don't know. I just say it because the Docker files, the one that each app has to be set up in a certain way so that they can be referenced and built. And I wonder if they have something to do why I'm having some of the issues that I've been having. But I've just been fixing and correcting my compose files. Copy package files first. Copy the entire source code. Debug file structure. Build the application. Node.m equals test. And this is probably just /API because I don't actually have I don't have 8080. I mean, I'm really not doing an 8080. All right, so we should now have M. But what's throwing me off just a little tiny bit is that where is my well, what the heck is the one? All right, let's go see where this is my test one. This is the one I'm supposed to be using. Pretty sure I don't have this anywhere anymore. Docker Compose Test Cloud. Yeah, that's totally not a valid thing. Now, some of these, I may just be fixing other problems because that other URL, that other one, it's not being used anywhere. This one's being used in a few places, so yeah, that's probably going to be important once I check all this stuff in. All right, so let's go back. Now we have to run this again and again and again and again. Oh, nope, what did I say? It's got to be /API. Now, I'm not totally sure what the template. I don't think this is going to run, but we're going to try it. See if it's actually rebuilding. Since I didn't actually try it with the right variable last time, it's going to be blank. No, still didn't work. Okay. So while we have gateway public API URL now, so that should not be a problem. Should not be a problem. Now, pretty sure that restarting this will work. Or at least it'll be referencing, at least I have the right value there. I don't know if in fact that's going to work. Because who knows? Maybe I've got something weird going on, and I will reach out to my buddy's API or AI and AI and AI, all the different AIs. If in fact I don't get this to, if this doesn't work, because now that I have the values there, I expect I should get the right values. Usually, rebuilding the app should reload the .m values and thus get things working again. I'm not using, I don't know if the PFF, I don't know if React apps can use secrets like Visual Studio, but we'll see. So I think I am due to do an update of where we are, what's the forecast, kind of like my developer roadmap for the next month as we head into February. Also, I do plan to launch another support stream thing. I don't know. Indiegogo fundraiser. You know, as much as I'd like to get Indiegogo to fund, which I can only do the minimum amount. I mean, the minimum fundraiser allowed is 500. So I'm doing that. But last time I didn't, maybe reach 100. And for those 3 people that did back me, thank you. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, you have to get at least $100 before they'll even pay, even on Flexible, which is what I did. I did Flexible because I figured anything will help, and I appreciate that. But if you want to try again and back me the next time, I appreciate it. If not, don't worry about it. I do appreciate all the backing you can give me because it allows me to work on this with a little less stress. Continue to move forward, developing. And if it doesn't seem like I'm on 24 or 8, 12 hours a day, it's not that I'm not actually working on this. In a lot of cases, I'm just trying to finish up whatever I was working on before I go stream again. So that there's some change in what I'm doing. You're not just watching me do the same thing for 3 days. And there are times when it takes a couple of days to get things worked out. This has been kind of complicated, getting all of the bits and parts and pieces to build up the way, to the layout, start working, getting the GitHub CI going. On the upside, I don't believe it's one of those things that's going to always be a problem. I think once it's working, going to the next environment should be fairly straightforward, I think, because it'll be the same thing, just with different. It's going to basically be the same. I don't even know how that works in GitHub. I assume I'm just creating the same repository, right? See, this is my Docker, and it's private, but only because that's where I want the app to be, the images to be private. I don't know how it works when they're public. I don't know what a public image means, because obviously you need to have certain information anyway to use them. I don't know, but I'm using this as a private one. But it just creates a bunch of different images. So some are production images and some are test images. And then I will download and run the production ones when I'm able to get the ngrok going. But I want to get the ngrok going, and I'm not sure how it's going to deploy and run, because right now it's just going to my test Docker on the web, and then I have to run it locally to actually get it to build. I think in order to get it to do a prod and go to my computer, it needs public access to the destination. And I think GitHub will do that, but it has to have access. So that's my next step. So that's what I'm going to be doing with using ngrok, which I've never done before. So that'll be a new fun thing. I'm hoping that'll go smoother. I don't know. I mean, it seems to me like it's just set some values and you're good. I mean, it's not like you're programming anything. It's just like you're making access. You're opening up a port that's available publicly. At least that's what I believe it to be. I still got to figure out what's holding up my port 3000. I don't know what's running. I'm pretty sure I stopped everything. So whatever's running on 3000, I am curious, but at the moment it's not blocking anything because it's all I use it for is a redirect URL from my Google. Is it ready? Can I use it? Last time I went too early, it wouldn't let me start. So Not sure if that's going to work or not. Says ready, but let's see what happens when I click on this. See, we got to this, and then it just kind of hung up last time. And then when I close it, it compiles some more, and then I can run it. I don't know what's going on, honestly. I do see that it opened up .env development there. Well, that's a good thing. But see, look, it's like hung up. Well, now watch, I'll close this, and then all of a sudden this will process a bunch more. It'll do like a fresh compile. Or at least that's what it did last time. Yeah, see? It's compiling again. Multiple times. And then after that last one, I can go up here and watch it'll start instantly. Bam. Instantaneous startup. Don't know what's going on. Why is it hanging up in the middle here when I close it? There's some weird thing going on. I don't know, man. Don't know. And oh, really? I just have to get the password. I'm trying to use a constant password so I don't forget. Instead of keep making them up. Oops. Whoa! Account creation successful. What nonsense is that? Holy moly in a potato head. Woohoo! We got it. Happy days are here again. Sure, let's save it because I don't want internet anymore. Alright, so there you go. We got we now have it working locally. So now let's go ahead and wow, we got most of it working locally. I don't have a log out option, so I can't test my log out, log in option. But does everything else work? Game plan, and let's see what's working, what's not, because I haven't actually tried to go to any of these other things. Yep, game plan's working. How about playbook? Again, I don't have a lot of functionality here. Oh, look at that. Playbook has all kinds of problems. Oh, okay. Well, that's got to be fixed. Where are we? This is playbook data. That is a minor problem, I think. Playbook data. I'm going to have to do a lot more than that, so we're just going to put it up here on the top because I will be needing it for multiple things. But I don't need auth. And we will go I don't know. Well, yeah, I didn't have to change the env. All I had to do is reference the call to env, so maybe that'll work. No. Oh, nope, I guess not. It's like it doesn't know about this constant I created up here, apparently. Oddly enough, I'm not sure why I'm doing it this way. I don't really need to even do this, because the only time you need to do that is if you're adding more string to it. That should work fine. I'm not sure why I did that. That was just silly. All right, well, let's go home. Maybe when it reloads the page. Try one more time here. Nope. Nope, it doesn't know API path. I have to build that in. Okay, so that one's not going to work just yet. I don't have the simulator attached to the back end yet, because the simulator code, although I've moved a lot of the simulator code to the back end, I haven't actually implemented it. So that's next, but I'm trying to like get the plays working so I can attach those to the simulator code, and then I will call the simulator from the back end, which is going to be very helpful, because then I can start working on the front end of the that'll put me all the base pieces that I need to start working on the Android side of things. So I've got some cool plans for the web side of things, and those are all going to be coming up too. It's just kind of like I'll be bouncing around a lot while I'm working on all these parts, because everything has to get done at some point. At some point, we got to cap what I'm going to do, but I'm just going to keep plugging away and adding more and more features, and hopefully eventually we'll be I obviously got some little tweaks going on here. I got like a mini football that was here. It's like it takes a minute to put all the images in the right place, but then the images, then it can go, oh yes, Broncos. By next football season, before the year starts, this is my guarantee, I will have the simulation working from the back end in Android. Oh, that's a rough guarantee, because I know nothing about Android, and I've got 6 months or so, was it 7 months before the preseason starts? Let's go regular season. I will have a simulator working in Android by next. I don't know how good it's going to look, and it depends on how much graphic-y stuff I try to put in there, but I want to put like the basics of stuff. So here's my idea visually for what I want this app to do. Okay, this is my plans, my great and glorious plans for the Android app. This is all going to be in a fantasy setting. So you can see I got a blurry background, and I want that to be a little crisper, but it's not going to be, I haven't decided what all's going to be back there. I want to have like heads, something. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe dots that move around. I don't know. Just something that looks like a crowd that's a little active. I don't know what exactly. I don't know how that's going to work, or what all we're going to do to implement that. The long-term goal, though, is that the field here will be kind of rough. It'll be grassy. It'll have a texture to it. It won't be flat like this. I mean, it will be flat like this, but I mean, it won't be smooth. It's going to be kind of like a grass fantasy, like if you had built this out in the woods, but hopefully with some decent line, I'll put some decent lines on it and make it look kind of good. But the grass will look, the field will look, it's not going to be astroturfy in most places. I don't know. Maybe I thought do different kinds of grass, just make it kind of, okay. So I want to, here's my concept of my fantasy world, fantasy football, using real life football player stats. So it'll be like all the football players have been transformed into these other creatures, other beings, right? But they're playing football. And the world has kind of gone to, there's no more, what will I say? No more tech? No, there's still tech. But the world is just a little bit more rough. It's just more fantasy-like. It's like we've kind of gone backwards in some ways and Maybe there's not as much tech, you know. I'm still trying to conceive how I want things to look and feel as far as this goes, but I want this to look more kind of like as a lot of like the present day technology has crisscrossed with Lord of the Rings fantasy world. And everything's kind of discombobulated, but hey, football's still a thing, you know. And everybody's still playing football, or playing it by the rules. Nobody's doing weird, stupid stuff during the game. You know, in other words, just because you're big and muscly rhino, you're not going to be, you know, plowing through people. I was thinking like some of that could be like, I would have like kill moves. What do I call kill moves? Finishing moves. That's what it is. Finishing moves. When they're about to score, maybe that's when they do something cool. You know, it's like when a score is done, when it's committed to being a score, there'll be a finishing move of some kind. So it's like say for example, he starts a streak and the game knows if this guy's making it, right? So at that point it passes on if touchdown, finishing move, and all of a sudden the guy transforms into this monster and just plows down the field, and or if he's about to score, maybe he just hulks up and plows through, or maybe a guy who can roar or something, you know. There'll be like this finishing move that has an effect, but it'll be known to the game, and I will make it known to all those that play that none of this stuff is actually affecting the outcome of the play. Those are just finishing moves. They are, yeah, it's the score happened, and now they're going to execute this special move to kind of bring a little flavor and flash to the ending action, because we know that that's what's going to happen. Now, usually it'll be a last second thing because there's got to be a little mystery, right? Like if a guy's streaking down the field, it'll be like not until the last 10 yards that he'll suddenly go, you know, do his finishing move, because at that point you're like, oh yeah, he's getting away. But it's kind of like I'm hoping to get that kind of stuff in there, and then the goal is you'll be able to do things like click on the crowd and trigger emojis that fire, and those will show up if you're playing against other people on their side of the game. So it's like you might have, you know, visitor side and home team, and if you click on your side of the field, you know, in certain areas emojis can be triggered, and you can have custom emojis that can trigger different things. And as you click, you can click anywhere in like an area, and then you can just trigger the emoji to pop up wherever, and it'd be like defense, you know. Or you can have guys, you can do like maybe some special motions on the field that has the crowd do the wave or something. You know, that's the goal. I want to have certain things like that where the game is on and you're not just watching what they're doing, but you get to interact with it in some way. You get to do stuff. And ultimately, I even want to have some of that stuff have minor effects on the game. You know, so minor effects, like just like if your guys are getting on a roll, like they might get some momentum, they might get whatever. Like normally, like the game would normally have built in where they could have synergies going and things that are affecting how they're playing. The crowd can have that effect too. So it's almost like there's a motivating purpose in fiddling with the stuff on the board. You know, and I want to be able to have it be like if you see players on the field getting ready to, you know, line up, you can tap one on the shoulder and he might stop, wave at you, wave at the crowd and in your direction because you tapped on him or whatever. But obviously wouldn't do anything during the play but it's more like you just got his attention. Like you called his name, you know, and he's like, yeah, crowd noise. So that's what I want. I'm hoping I can get all that cool stuff in there. And, so it's going to be a, you know, kind of a time thing. I don't know how much this stuff's going to affect. And some of it may not be in there at the initial onset, but I want to get enough of the little bits and pieces of functionality. Like my goal is to get all the, I'm going to have it in phases, right? So at first, we're going to get the simulation going. We're going to get the player, how their skills affect, how the coach's stuff affects. Get the plays in there, the base stuff. That's the important base stuff, right? And then eventually start having the stuff where you, and then I start having the stuff where you can start tweaking, editing what your players can do, but all the time working on upgrading the UI. So there's always some UI thing going, not just the functionality of the UI, but the visuals of the UI. Thematically intertwining all the bits and parts so that you don't go to one screen or another screen and it's just a totally different feel. I want it all to be part of the same big puzzle. So that's the goal for where this is headed, and I want to be able to provide a really cool, seamless kind of fantasy style football experience. I am going to be using AI for a lot of bits and parts because eventually though, I hope to have real, artists that might want to, come on board and help out with some of this stuff. But one thing at a time. One thing at a time. That might be way down the road. I don't know, towards the end when we're actually looking to start dressing up the appearance even more. But right now, let's just get everything working. And right now, we've got login working. We've got this page, some of the base pages working. I've got the ability to go to my crappy login page, which is right here. So yeah, we got a few things going on, but this stuff's going to get better. It's all going to get better, and it's going to clean up in the weeks and months to come. But hey, it's exciting. We're going to get there, man. It's going to be pretty sweet. So anyway, as far as that goes, let's go ahead and check this in. Now that we've got that part going. Open repository. Actually, let's just go to my parent repository, which is this one. Yes. Let's make sure everything is saved. Yep. And here. Did I do that one? Or was that the one I just did? Yeah, okay. So that one's done. And I need to make sure I do. Okay, so that one's good too. All right, so now we just need to go back here, go over here, and we will check in and see where we go. Okay, so we're getting down to that point where I probably only have a few minutes left to wrap this up. So we're going to go ahead and say address. What did I fix? Well, I fixed the env issue, but the env issue really wasn't an issue on that side. So, but I did fix playbook load reference to come to think of it, there were other fixes. There were other things, but I don't want to, I'm not going to put them all in right now. One of the issues I fixed there also was I was using the public API URL was just using the base URL, not /API, and pretty much everything is /API because that's what all these files are. They're the API. We're going back to and getting the microservices all have an API that's allowing us to call them, and they all have 8080/API. I don't know if that's the best format. I don't know if I like that personally. But it's not something you can see. It's behind the scenes stuff. So it's not going to look like anything on the front end anyway. So I'm excited to get all this going. I really want to start getting in. Once I get the simulation working from the back end to the front end and I got plays working, that's when I want to start working on some of the cool chat-based interactions for the web part of this application. Once people can log in and create their own instance and run their own simulation, the chat-based stuff, I want to be able to start having it look for the commands that come back and allow them to be able to interact with the chat people, have them be able to address the game, and maybe even, you know, be able to fiddle. So here's another thing. You can see my images here are all different sizes. I gotta fix that too. I gotta do something about where my like my football field scene needs to look. Right now it's probably fine, because ultimately what I think I need to do is put stuff around the outside of it that's going to show like stats and information about the players, things going on the field. So maybe the field's fine in its current size, but I need to get stuff around the outside of it that would fill this page up, because you can see here now it's already loading up quite a bit, but I'll actually probably have it stay smaller. I'll probably have it, I want to have it stay where it only takes up like maybe 2/3 of the whole screen, and then the rest of it will be like informational stats and stuff like that. So if you see if you ever played Madden, is this done? Let's go look at where we're at here. Nope, still running. So if you've ever played Madden, you notice that when you play the football game, the game is on the screen the whole time. I mean, it takes up the whole screen, pretty much in any view. But when you have plays and stuff like that show up, they come up on top. I kind of want to do something similar to that. I might have maybe a small area that has, maybe I'll just use, 80% will be the field, and the whole game is going on and you have all this stuff, but you might have like either on the side or the bottom or the other side. I haven't decided where. Probably maybe on the right side, but something where it just kind of shows stats and stuff like that. The basic stat screen. Yeah, I haven't decided where, but yeah, I want the game to be like the thing you're looking at. I want you to want to watch and interact with the game going on. So I'm trying to come up with all the ways I can to make it so that when you're simulating a game, even if you don't get to actually play it like on Madden, you can still take part in it. You're a fan, a coach, you're involved. I'm even thinking, it'd be cool to even have like a ref on the, have a couple refs on the field, and just have them on the field. Who cares? They're just going to be out there. Their only job is to stay out of the way and watch what's going on. Their job is to watch the ball and stay out of the way. Like they'll have maybe I'll put one on the sideline and have him just running up and down on the sideline. And I'll have one in the backfield whose job is just to kind of watch, stay back and stay out of the way, but his eyes are always on the ball. And that's my goal. I want to be able to do cool stuff like that. And then maybe you can tap on the ref to get his attention or something, You can tap on his shoulder maybe and say something. And of course, you got to be careful. Get yourself penalized. But you're involved, and or maybe every so often you can. Maybe the coach has an ability or something that can talk to the refs or say something to the refs. But he can also push his luck and get himself thrown out of the game. Wouldn't that be fun? What would happen if that happened? If a coach could get himself thrown out of the game. You can get the coaches, the refs' attention every so often. And I don't know. I really want to build those things in that affect the game visual. And that's my goal for it. The game visuals are going to be all that matters. The rest of it, yes, you can have an effect. I want you to be able to, when the game's over, you're like, all right, guys, we had this problem and that problem. And you can focus on it because you will have watched the game and you will know kind of what went wrong. Now, you can't really see what went wrong because the play is going to get acted out, right? I mean, you're basically getting a simulation. and it's going to go through, and it's going to use what your players can do, and blah 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 blah, and determine. It's going to be, I don't want to say predetermined. It's not predetermined. It's predetermined at the point of the snap. Okay, so once it's snapped, it's going to happen. Whatever's already been determined, because the game will have, and it's only because you're not functioning live, right? So it's going to do what it does, and you're going to see the results. But it's still all fully calculated out. The play has been played out, but that's just going to allow the game to show you the play as it's played out, with the cool interactive abilities and functionalities. But it's only as of the snap. At that point, you have no effect on what's going on. But anything you do before the snap, between snaps, will have some kind of an effect. Some way, somehow. Maybe. I mean, there could be a chance that it has no effect because, math. Anyway, what time is it? It's 3:18. I got to wrap it up, guys. That means I guess I'm done. I don't know what else to say, man. Giving you my updates for what I've given you some concept of where I'm headed with this. And I hope you like it and willing to come back. Say hi, follow me, please. I could use all the follows and subscribers and even supporters if you're up for that. If you're up for that and it's within your means and you really say, hey man, I want you to get this done. It sounds really cool. Go check out my Patreon. Go check out, well, when I launch it again, my next Indiegogo campaign, which hopefully I'll launch in the next couple of weeks. And just let your friends know, other people who might want to play this football game when it's done. We are a long ways out, so obviously it's going to take patience. But you could be one of the few people who get to play with it when it's being developed, because I'm going to allow people who back me access to the game as it's getting developed, to the production side of things. And as new features come online, you can start giving me feedback. You can start playing with it, as long as you're willing to put up with the bugs. So we got a lot of bugs. Until next time, God bless.